Hi guys, this is Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge. It's another Wee Wednesday, and what do we have today? We've got this. This is a CTSmart brand item. I think it's the KE64. I'm not sure with their names. It's a pivoting knife and tool combination. This side's got the tools, and this side's got a tanto blade. D2 steel, aluminum alloy handle, and a bit of a lanyard. And this certainly is a wee little tool. So let's take a good close look at this thing coming at you right now. So this is a very small knife, as you can clearly see with my big hands in here. My hands are large, bordering on extra large. And so here you have the thing. So we've got a pivot with a Torx screw hole there. Focus, yep. And Torx there as well. So we've got an open pillar construction, and around this pillar is tied this lanyard, and this lanyard comes with it, along with this bead. The knot was originally right near the end here, as you can probably see in the picture that I got from the GearBest website. I decided to tie it closer to help hold it nice and tight here around that post instead of having it loose around there, because she's sharp. Well, I've sharpened it myself a little bit, but it was fairly sharp from the factory, and I've used this a fair bit, and I've sharpened it up myself since, and it's quite the blade. I think that there's a very good chance that it's D2 steel. I've done my testing on it. When I was sharpening it, it really behaved like D2 steel, and the cutting that I've done with it, and I think it probably is. That's all I'm going to say. No guarantees. It pivots on here with one, you can almost see it if I get the light just right. There's one arm in there on this side that's a sprung arm with a detent on the end of it. And so there's an arm on the inside there, and it pushes like this. Imagine there's a detent ball on the tip of my finger here, and it pushes against the side of the blade. And the blade is a normal detent that you have on a folding knife that's used to hold the knife closed. Very similar kind of system, a little hole on the end. I'll show you the insides of it right now so you can understand how it works. Hopefully you can understand it. Okay, so that arm that I mentioned before, that's right along there, pushes on that detent, and you saw that line around the pivot part of the blade, and that, is what stops it right there. That's that little click sound you hear, and stops it right here. That's a click you hear right there. That's the detent. So when it's in your hand, it behaves a bit like a rest lock system. So there's no lock on here at all, but when it's in hand, your thumb goes over the spine there, and now the tool is tight in hand. So if you're using it as a bottle opener to open a bottle, or if you're using the flat driver as a prying tool or as a screwdriver, that works very well. Nice and thick stock here, very strong. And it works very well for that. I'll show you how well that works for opening a bottle. So there it is, and I've got myself a brand name that everybody knows about, and it simply goes over, and it's open. And my bottle of pop is now open, and I can drink it. So the bottle opener works very well. I don't know why. Bottle openers have been around for a very long time. Some people call them cap lifters, and yet so many of them are made very poorly that they don't work very well. This one's optimized. It works properly, and it does a good job on it. Time for a drink. Refreshing. Okay, so let's bring this camera back down a little bit. So the steel D2, this handle on GearBest website, it just says that it is an alloy. It's most likely an aluminum alloy. It's non-magnetic. And everything else is steel, well, except for this bead, that's also in aluminum. And of course, this paracord is not made of metal. So, very, very simple. Simple device. You've got a tanto blade, so that's very good for doing a number of different kinds of jobs. Package opening, this thing's optimized for that. It works very, very well. You've got a tip here, and then you've got another sort of a tip right there, and then two flat edges. And it just works very well for cutting. Okay, so I've got a little bit of paper here. And that's a push cut where I'm trying to stay at the same spot the whole time. It's really easy to slice paper by sliding your knife through. But to keep it at one spot and slide it across, you need a much sharper blade for that. Let's do all the dimensions, and then I'm going to talk about if I like this or if I don't like it. Cutting edge, and I measured it diagonally from the tip here to the tip there, straight across. 3.46 centimeters, 1.36 inches. And then the blade length from the handle to the tip, 3 centimeters, 1.18 inches. The blade thickness is 3.2 millimeters. That's 0.126 inches. The blade depth is 1.68 centimeters, 0.66 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind is 0.44 millimeters. That's 0.017 inches. Very good, especially for a little knife like this. You don't want it any thicker. The handle length, 5.15 centimeters, 2 inches. The grip area on the handle down here is 4.44 centimeters, 1.75 inches. The handle thickness, 1 centimeter, that's 0.394 inches. The handle depth, that's this dimension here, 1.88 centimeters, that's 0.742 inches. The total length of the knife open, not counting anything with the lanyard, 8 centimeters, 3.15 inches. It weighs 48 grams, which is 1.65 ounces. That's the knife. And then you've got the lanyard back here, and the weight includes the lanyard. How much does this knife cost? Well, you do get a very nice piece of steel, and you do get a nice handle, and you get some nice tools here, and that's why it costs $25.56 US, which is $33.27 Canadian, or 21.19 euros, or 18.95 pounds. Now, is that a lot of money for this? I think so. I think it's too much money for this. I don't think there's going to be very many people that want to buy this. I wouldn't pay full price for it. Again, I did buy this one for my own money, and, you know, I took a risk. I do believe it's D2 steel, but I still don't think it's worth it because it's missing something important. A way to carry it without wrecking your clothes. This thing is a pocket poker, some people call it, if anything is. This thing's going to destroy your pants pocket. You've got a 90-degree corner there. You've got a 90-degree corner there. You've got a fairly thin edge there and a bit of a hook there. And you drop that into your pocket. Chances are the bottom of your pocket's going to be down here, and it's just going to destroy your pants. They should have made it something like Y-Start made this knife. And so here we go. There's this knife. I reviewed this guy quite a while ago. And so this is a locking knife that opens up. But the point that I want to make is they supplied it with this sheath. It also had a pocket clip, but I don't use it with the pocket clip. So the way this is so good is because it's got a sheath, now you can just drop the entire thing in your pocket and it's safe. It's not going to hurt your pocket at all or wreck anything or scratch anything else that's in your pocket. You can still hook it onto a keychain if you want to do it that way. And then when you want your device, you pull it out. And this thing fits in here very well. So if this pouch didn't say Y-Start on it, I might just use it for that. Or I might get a friend of mine who works with leather to, I'll let him have this to copy, and maybe he'll make another one for me for this. Because once it's easy to carry, then I really love this knife. Then I think it's a good knife, handy, functional, works well, probably worldwide legal because it's not a locking knife, it's a slip joint. Even though it has a detent on it, It's small, so it fits all the size rules of anybody anywhere, I think. And it cuts very, very well. It's easy to sharpen and maintain, easy to use. And I love it by itself as long as it had something like this. And that's the shortfall. So what do you think of this thing? Unless you have a way of making something like this and you have the desire to make something like this, then it's an awesome knife if you would carry a knife that way. It's a great little keychain kind of thing, or a glove box in your car, or a number of different places. I really like it. Nice full flat grind, nice shape, nice handle. I'm just saying the same stuff over again, so why don't I just shut up now? Thank you so much for watching my video. Thanks for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. A big thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. And if you want to buy this knife, then please look down below in the description area below the video. I've got a link for this from GearBest. You can head over there and grab one of these. And I think you will enjoy it if you have a way to enjoy it. Thank you very much, guys. Remember, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.